For my demonstrative speech, I'm going to be showing my audience how to make a dream catcher. The first step to making a dream catcher is by getting all the materials needed, whether it is in a kit or separately. Then you tie the end of the string to the hoop, such as this. Then you wind the string tightly around the hoop, covering it entirely, like this. Just wrapping it around so it is tightly around the hoop. After winding the string tightly around the loop so it's covering it entirely, it should look like this. So it has all string tightly around the hoop. Next, you are wanting to cut a piece of string that leaves a 2-yard tail that is still attached to the hoop. The second step is to center the netting in the middle of the hoop. So have it like this, and you are going to use the tail of the string left from winding and then work the string through the outermost loops of the netting and around the hoop and back into the next loop, and then just repeat it until the loops are attached to the hoop. After using the tail of the string left from the winding and working the string into the loops of the netting, it should look like this. The netting is still in the middle, but you still have the excess string around the hoop. After repeating it so the netting is still in the center, you just cut off the remainder and then fasten it by tying the string to the hoop, which I did right here. Next, for the third step, is to fold the trim in half and attach the hoop using a lark's head knot. A lark's head knot is just folding it, putting it through, and then fastening it to the hoop. I'm going to be doing this and I'll be showing you what it looks like at the end. This is what it looks like when it has one of the trims on. There's a couple more trims, so I'm just going to finish putting these trims up. After putting all the trims onto your hoop, it should be looking like this. It has all the trims, it's all halved, and then using a lark head knot, it looks like this. The last and fourth step is to cut 2 6-inch pieces of string and then tie to hoop on both sides of attached trim, and then slide 2 beads onto each string, tie feather to bottom end of string, and then slide the last bead over the end of the feather, and then tie the rest of the feathers to the trim as desired. I'm not going to be putting the rest of the feathers to the trims because I like how the trims look by themselves, but I'm going to be doing that, so give me 1 second. And this is what it looks like when you add the 2 6-inch strings and putting the feathers on and the beads on. For my next thing of my how-to speech, I'm going to be talking about another thing. And the author of John Klein of the website called Psychology Today on February 15th, 2010, he talks about the origination of dream catchers. Dream catchers were originated within the Ojibwa Nation and was later adopted by other Native American nations during the 1960s and 1970s. They were used to keep children from having nightmares and are intended to gradually dry out and fall apart as a child gets older. It is also believed that the air is filled with good and also bad dreams. Some say that good dreams pass through the holes in the center of the web, while bad dreams are caught into the web. Also, the author Kay Shabi of the website called Legomenon on July 14, 2016, he talks about dream catchers' meanings and legends about them. Did you know that the shape of the dream catcher is a circle because it represents the circle of life, and how forces like the sun and moon travel each day and night across the sky? Also, many Native Americans still consider the dreamcatcher to be a symbol of unity and identification among the many Indian nations and First Nations cultures. I hope you enjoyed listening to the speech and how to understand how to make a dreamcatcher, and also to understand the uses of a dreamcatcher and some history about the origination of it and some little facts about them. Thank you for listening, and have a great one.